Every generation writes its own language of resistance. Sometimes it is written in essays, sometimes in poetry, and sometimes in slogans carried through the streets. Welcome back to The Open Page. I'm your host, Sonia. Today we turn to one of the most powerful chapters in contemporary feminist history in Pakistan, the Aurat March. Since 2018, the Aurat March has emerged as one of the most significant feminist mobilizations in the country. It is not simply a protest. It's a movement that challenges deeply rooted patriarchal norms through intersectional activism, digital advocacy, and the reclaiming of public spaces. In many ways, it represents a turning point in feminist politics in South Asia. To understand its significance, we must remember that feminist activism in Pakistan has always moved between the courtrooms and the street. In the 1980s, organizations like the Women's Action Forum stood courageously against discriminatory laws introduced during General Ziaul Haq's regime. Their protests laid the groundwork for feminist resistance in Pakistan. But every movement evolves. The Aurat March represents what scholars describe as a new wave of feminism, a movement shaped by digital media, intersectionality, and the voices of younger generations. Unlike earlier forms of activism that often relied on legal reform alone, this movement speaks through public performance, social media, art, and slogans that travel far beyond the protest itself. And perhaps nothing captures the spirit of this movement more than the slogans that have ignited national conversations. You have heard them. Mera jism, meri marzi. My body, my choice. A demand for bodily autonomy, safety, and the right to exist without violence. Then there is the sharply humorous slogan, Khana khud garam kar lo. Heat your own food. A simple phrase that exposes the invisible burden of domestic labor placed upon women. And another one that has become equally iconic, Lo, main baith gayi sahi se. Look, I'm sitting properly now. A playful but powerful critique of the constant policing of women's bodies and behavior in public spaces. These slogans may appear simple, but they have sparked intense debate across the country, moving discussions about gender from academic conferences and courtrooms into everyday homes and conversations. Of course, the Aurat March has not emerged without resistance. Traditional media has often portrayed the movement as controversial, sometimes labeling it as Western or anti-cultural. Yet digital platforms tell a different story. On social media, thousands of voices have amplified the movement, creating what feminist scholar Nancy Fraser calls a counter-public sphere, a space where marginalized voices can finally speak and be heard. But visibility comes with risks. Activists frequently force online harassment, threats, and misinformation, highlighting the challenges of feminist activism in the digital age. Still, the Aurat March continues to grow. Guided by a 25-point manifesto, the movement demands not only gender equality, but also economic justice, reproductive rights, environmental protection, and safety for marginalized communities, including transgender citizens. This intersectional vision reflects a broader understanding of justice, one that recognizes how class, gender, labor, and environment are deeply interconnected. Post-colonial feminist scholars help us understand why this movement matters. Think of Chandra Talpade Mohanty, who warned against the tendency to portray women from the global south as a single, powerless category. The Aurat March challenges that narrative. It shows that Pakistani women are not passive subjects of oppression. They are active political agents shaping their own struggles and futures. Similarly, Gayatri Chakravarti Spivak once asked a famous question, "Can the subaltern speak?" In the streets of Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, and many other cities, the Aurat March offers a powerful answer. Yes, the subaltern can speak, and when they do, their voices reshape the public sphere. Yet the road already remains complex. Despite legal reforms such as the Anti-Rape Ordinance of 2021, enforcement remains weak and gender-based violence continues to challenge Pakistan's justice system. For the Aurat March to sustain its transformative potential, it must continue expanding its reach beyond urban centers, beyond social media, and into the rural and marginalized spaces where gender injustice remains most severe. But one thing is already clear. The Aurat March has brought conversations once considered taboo in the public sphere. It has encouraged a new generation to question, to debate, and to imagine a more just society. And perhaps, most importantly, it has reminded us that movements are not only built through policy, they are built through voices. Voices that refuse silence, voices that challenge fear, and voices that transform slogans into history. Because when women claim the streets, reclaim their stories, and demand justice, the page of history turns. And here, on the open page, we'll continue turning those pages until every voice is heard. Keep reading, keep questioning, and keep opening new pages.